Hello, my dear students. Welcome back. This is Osama Kashwa, and this is chapter number 7. Actually, we're still working on the small business and the types, the future of small business, and we're looking forward for page number 4. Okay, the role of the management for a small business. What is the management? We said before, management is the process of guiding and developing. It's a planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. And it's also achieving the organizational goals. And it's the best use for the resources. And it is using the resources efficiently and effectively. Management is doing the work with and through other people. So all those are the management work. Management is also reviewing the work, anticipating the problems, and putting scenarios for the answers for these problems, coordinating the resources, and getting the allocation for the resources, and getting the best use with a minimum of waste. Also, guiding personnel. This is another job for the management. Like we said before, management's works or activities, planning, organizing, controlling, and leading. And like you see here, it is interdependence. Like each one depend on the other. But the most important of them is the planning, because based on the planning comes to the organizing and the controlling and the leading. So all of them depends on the planning. Once the planning is right, then organizing will be right, controlling will be right, and leading will be right as well. So this is what are the 4 types of planning. This is very important. So when we talk about the planning, we say planning means to forecast the future, to look how the future will be. Planning tell me where I am, where I want to go, how I will go there. So this is the planning. We have the types of planning. We have 4 types of planning, 4 types of planning that are strategic planning, like you see here, tactical planning, operational planning, and contingency planning. So those are the 4 types. The strategic planning, the word strategic means something of a vital importance. When you read the word strategic, means something of a vital importance, very, very important. So strategic decisions in your life, like when you do something that it's very important for you, and the decisions, the strategic decisions, they are rare. They are not so much. In the same time, the frequency of the strategic decisions is not so high. It's not always high. I mean, like in between, there are long time. Like as example, a strategic decision for you, like your marriage, you buy a car, you immigrate to Canada, you found a job not in Toronto, in British Columbia, and you have to move in there. So all those are kind of strategic decisions. But the problem is that the strategic, any mistake in this kind of decisions will lead to a disaster, will cause a big problem. So the strategic decision, this kind of decisions, usually from 1 to 5 years, top management, it's done on the top management level, external environment and entire organization. So we always care in this kind of decisions about the external environment around us, establish mission and long-term goals, and broad and general content, and high degree of uncertainty. Because in the strategic decisions, you deal with the long run, and the long run always is you can say addressed by the uncertainty, because you don't know what will, you know what will happen in the morning maybe, but you don't know what will happen after 4 years. For that reason, the risk factor is higher with the longer the period, the higher the risk. And of course, when we say strategic decisions, that means it's a long run. So it's always correlated with high risk. Mission statement. What do we mean by the mission statement? It's a very brief statement that tell you, as example, on here on the police of Toronto, as example, to save, to protect. So it's just summing up why you are there. What are you doing? Okay. A formal document that states an organization's purpose and reason for existing, and describes, that's what I'm telling you, why I am there, why I'm here, and describes its basic philosophy. Okay, okay. So we talk about now the strategical planning. Now we will talk about the tactical planning. What do you mean by tactical planning? Tactical is more detailed than the strategic. Tactical, we go to the details itself. Okay, but and also the time span is less than 1 year, and it's done not by the top management like the strategic. The strategic should be done by the top management, but here it is done by the middle management. Uh, Establish mid-range goals of implementation, more specific contents because it's specific and detailed, moderate degree of uncertainty. Yes, if the plan, the strategic plan takes because it's a long time, so it's very risky. The tactical is moderate because the time span is less than the strategic. In the tactical, the time plan or the time is less. For that reason, we find the risk is lower as well. Okay. What about the operational planning? So we talked about the strategic planning and the tactical planning. Now we will talk about the operational planning. Okay. I will just give you an example about the difference between them. So if you say that you buy a new car to work as Uber driver on it to increase your income, it is a strategic decision. If we said like this, the operational or strategic planning, the operational planning is like the maintenance. When you will do the maintenance for the car, when you will go for the car to wash your car, when you will put oil, change the oil, when you will put gas. So it is tabulated, and everything is on based on schedules. Everything is scheduled. Everything is known in the operational planning. We call it sometimes day by day operations. The operation planning, we call it day by day operations. So current time frame, supervisory management, geographical and function division. So it can be this kind of decisions can be done within the branches. It doesn't mean I have the top management have to do this decision, kind of decision. No, it can be even taken in all the levels of the management. Implement and activate specific objectives and specific and concrete contents, and also broad detailed content because it's detailed and reasonable degree of certainty as well. So we find the certainty, the reasonable or the mild in the tactical and operational plan, but the risky is always in the strategic plan. Uh, so now we will talk about the organizing, and to talk about organizing here, we have to talk about things like division of labor. What do you mean by division of labor? That everyone should be specialized in a specific part of the job. Okay, licensing. What do you mean by licensing? What do you mean by departmentalization? What do you mean by the delegation when we come to see it just now? Okay, here we go. This is a hierarchy of taking the decisions and the plans, the relationship between the managerial levels and the types of plan, very important. So the top management is the one who takes the strategic plan. Top management is the one who takes the strategic plan, while the middle management is the one who takes the tactical plan. But the supervisory management is the one who takes the operational plan. So those are the relationship between managerial levels from one side, these are the managerial levels, and between the types of plans, here is strategic, tactical, and operational. What do you mean by the hierarchy, the word hierarchy, like what you see here in front of you, hierarchy? Hierarchy means like a chain of command. It's like the church, it's like the army, it's like the police. Like in the army, as example, you have the general, the colonel, the general, the lieutenant, the major, the lieutenant. So those all are based on orders, based on the experience and seniority and years of working and a lot of things. So this is a hierarchy. In the management also, there is a hierarchy. We have top management we have middle management, and we have supervisory management as well. Those are what we talk before the three levels. And when I was discussing to you and reviewing for you the management, we had talk about the types of management, managerial levels. Now, when we go to the leadership, what do we mean by the leadership? Leadership is the process of guiding, and motivating others towards the achievements of organizational goals. So I'm moving the people all together with me to work to do the organizational goals. Perfect. But we know now there are manager and there is a leader. We know that there is a manager and there is a leader. So what is the difference between the manager and the leader then? Manager derive his power from the rules and the structure, but leader derive his power from the love of the people and the experience, and because he's an ideal or sole model for them. That is the leader. Manager depends on the carrot and stick. If you didn't come today, I will punish you by deducting of your pay. But leader, no, depends on the people love. Okay. Manager derive his place from the organizational structure, but leader derive his place from the love of the people, and they elect him to present them. Manager say, do this, but leaders say, let us all together do this. Manager, do not hear too much, but talk and give orders too much. But leader, he listen and talk with the others. Manager does not have too much delegation, but leader has a lot of delegations and empower the employees to make the decision. Manager is centralized, but leader is decentralized. So those are the points between both of them. And you can see here also the same thing. What about the leadership styles? How many styles do I have in the leadership? We have autocratic style. This kind of style, the autocratic, is the one who usually do not allow his employees to participate with him in decision making. He take the decisions. If this decision succeed, then he will get, or he will say, this is because of me. This decision is done successfully because of me. But if the same decision fail, then he will say the failure is because of you guys. He always make the success belong to the success to his own self, and belong the failure to the others. Autocratic leader does not allow the people to participate with him in decision making. He does not allow them to do this. He is always autocratic. Okay. Participative style, this is a kind of manage manager or leader who allow the participation by the employees, and he consider himself one of them. Free reign or laissez-faire style, this is the third style, which can say everything. The decision is done, and he's one of the group of whatever is done, and he just like he's not having a specific rule in ordering or whatever. Participative leadership. The participative leadership types, we said we have a democratic leader, we have consensual leader, we have consultative from consult. Consult means that he talk with the people, take their opinions, take their rights. Okay. The empowerment is a kind of delegation. Delegation. Empowerment means I will give you the power as employee to sign on behalf of me, to make decisions, to participate in decisions on behalf of me. The process of giving employees increased autonomy, see, increase autonomy and discretion to make decisions, as well as control over the resources needed to implement those decisions. What is the corporate culture? The word culture means the norms of the organization, the values, the things which we raised up upon, like don't tell lies, don't kill, don't steal, be honest. So when we take these things which we are raised upon, and the values and the attitudes and the norms and the behavior and the custom in wearing and eating and everything goes down the word culture. We take our culture with us to the workplace. We take it with us. When we take it with us to the workplace, me and you and the others will make something is called organizational culture, okay, or corporate culture. So, what is the corporate culture? It is the set of attitudes, values, and standards that distinguishes one organization from another. That's right. How about the control? What do you mean by the control process? What do you mean by the control process? First, we will set the standards. Second, we'll measure the performance. Third, we'll compare the actual performance with the real standards. Fourth, we'll take a corrective action. Fifth, we'll use information to set up future performance standards from the feedback. Okay? Set set the standards. I will study today 4 hours. This is my standard. Measure performance. At the end of the day, I counted. I found that I studied only 2 hours instead of studying 4 hours as I put in the plan or the standard. I only studied 2 hours. Third, I will compare them. 4 hours is the standard, 2 hours is actual performance of my study. I studied only for 2 hours instead of four. Four, take a corrective action. In that case, I will ask myself, why did I study 2 hours less? Why I didn't study four? I should study 4 hours, not two. Fifth, after I do this, I will say to myself, maybe because I didn't sleep well, maybe because of tired, maybe because of concentration, maybe because I went to watch a football match, maybe. So I will correct the deviation. And I want to say here also that the control system, the purpose of the control system in any organization is not to hold the mistakes, but to correct these mistakes, to correct it, to correct the mistakes, not to catch the mistakes. No, I am trying to find the mistakes and the gaps and the deviation in the control system to correct the problems. Okay. Finally, use information to set up future performance standards. So if I can see that 4 hours will be too much these days, I will change the standard. I will make it 3 hours, three instead of 4 hours, or I will make it 5 or 6 hours instead of whatever the standard will be. So I will make amendment or change, make a little bit change in the standard itself to cope with the situation, current situation. The rules of the manager, we said those also when I was talking with you: interpersonal rule, decisional rule, informational rule. Okay. Decision making process. What is the decision making process? First step is identify the problem. So I will say, well, first we want to know, what do you mean by decision making? Decision making means choosing among alternatives. How many alternatives I will choose? Only one. Only one. So choosing one alternate among the alternatives. That's fine. Defining the problem is the first point. Identify possible solution is the second point. Select one or more alternative, third point. Put the plan into action, the fourth point. Follow up to see the problem solved. This is the fifth point. So let me give an example. If now I have to come to you, you told me uh, you should pass by me after 1 hour because I have problem, and you come and take me, escort me to the hospital because I'm very sick. Okay, so now I get the phone from you and I have to act based on this. So I said 1 hour now, it's rush hour. No, the TTC, if I use, I will start to see the possible solution to come to you without delay. Okay, so the first solution is to use a taxi, but this taxi will be very expensive. So I will see for each one cost and benefit analysis. Okay, the second one is to use the TTC. But if I use the TTC, I will come to you later. I won't come in time. Third possible is walking, but walking will take a long time and I have to be there before 1 hour. So this will not be possible. Though it's free of charge. So we see the pros and cons of every alternate. Then we will choose from them one alternate only. So so we will select one alternate only. We'll select one alternate. From those alternatives, we'll select one alternate. Then after that, I will say, okay, I will take a taxi because I want to go on time. I don't want to be late on him, and I will go to him in time because it won't be nice if I'm late. Put the plan into action. So till the moment on step three, I'm just talking. Now, when I moved on to action, like what's the meaning of this? In that case, I will go downstairs or play in my cell phone, and catch an Uber to come and drop me there. Okay? And I will go and wait for the Uber downstairs. And so I moved into action. I moved into action. Follow up to see if the problem is solved. So when I go there, I will look at my watch. I will see my wristwatch, and I will check, did I come in time or no? If I didn't come in time, then what I should do then? This is, we call it follow up. For so those are the types. What are the steps of decision making? We had been, and I when I was reviewing with you in the first class, I said the managerial skills and the relationship between the managerial skills and managerial levels. And we said the top management need more conceptual skills, and the middle management, it's okay for it all types of skills. Okay, and supervisory management need more technical skills. And we said for the human skills, it is needed equally. The human skills is needed equally in the three levels of management. Again, the top management need more conceptual skills, less technical skills. The supervisory management need more technical skills and less conceptual skills. So this was the chapter. Thank you so much for listening. I wish you a good night. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys.